It's a tale as old as time that you should all be familiar with by now. Belle is the oddball of her village in that she loves to read books. Her father sets out on a journey but winds up the prisoner of a ferocious beast who was once a prince. Belle volunteers to take her father's place and slowly begins to realize that there is more to the beast than meets the eye. There are colorful side characters, an enjoyably despicable villain, and some catchy songs. Things we've all seen before. The 1991 animated classic set the standard for what an animated Disney film could and should be. It received a nomination for Best Picture for crying out loud. That alone should show how wonderful it was. Which leads me wondering why this film even exists. I'm fully aware that Disney is currently crazy about remaking their animated films into live action, but for the most part, they've added a great deal of twists and turns to those stories, which is for better and for worse. This film, while not at all terrible, is basically the same film. There are some new additions added like new songs and a few new characters, but for the most part, it's the same plot with a lot of the same lines spoken word for word. And while a lot of Disney fans will no doubt be happy, I found myself incredibly bored. There are things that I liked, however. I enjoyed the set pieces, when they were really there, and cinematography. The movie is huge and looks absolutely gorgeous. The ballroom, the tavern, the outside of the castle, all of it looks like it's worthy of being a painting. There are a lot of great shots in the film, such as the dance scene between Belle and the Beast, and the scene depicting Maurice in the Beast's garden. I enjoyed most of the actors' depictions of the classic characters. Josh Gad as LeFou was probably my favorite. He was by far the funniest character, getting the most laughs out of me, and I also love that they added more layers to his character. He's loyal to Gaston, yes, but there are hints of him not fully being on board with some of the things that Gaston does in the film. Gaston was also a great part. While I think that Luke Evans wasn't as physically imposing as I think he should have been, he took the character and cranked up his hammy evilness to the max. The man is not as dumb as he appears and won't stop until he gets Belle to marry him. He does something that might even shock the animated Gaston, though I won't spoil what he does. The side characters in the castle are generally portrayed the same as the animated film, and the actors do it well. Ewan McGregor as Lumiere, Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts, and so forth are accurate representations of their characters from the animated film, and they tend to steal the show. Dan Stevens also does a good job as the Beast. The only problem I had with the Beast was not something that Dan Stevens did, but what the filmmakers did. I would have loved to have seen what a makeup artist could have done with this character. Think about it. You have the Beast, one of the most recognizable fairy tale characters. I'm sure there are hundreds of makeup artists who would jump at the chance to design something incredible for this character. But instead you have a cartoon character who half of the time I couldn't take seriously, because I know what I'm seeing on screen is just a cartoon. And sadly, let's move on to Emma Watson. When I heard she was cast as Belle, I thought it was a perfect choice. She played a similar character in the Harry Potter franchise. She's a great actress in general. This should have been a match made in heaven. All the more reason why it kills me to say that I did not like Emma Watson's portrayal as Belle. The whole film, she looks completely uninterested in what's going on around her, and never seems to change the tone in her voice. This was the biggest disappointment for me, as Belle is supposed to be the point of view character, and if that character doesn't seem interested in what's happening in the film, why should the audience care? I will say, I did not hate this film. By no means is it poorly made. It's clearly made out of love and affection for the original. This very much is a big budget fan film, which is not an insult. It's a film that I have no regrets seeing, but will probably never see again. I have my Beauty and the Beast film, and I will always choose to watch that one over this. There are good moments in this film, with fun renditions of classic songs and entertaining side characters, but the lack of new things and an interesting lead really does hurt the film. I can recommend the viewing, but don't pay full price. Go for a matinee. It's a film where I'm not very sure I want to be its guest. Thanks, this is an O.M.M review. This is O.M.M, signing out.